She was a champion at the 2010 World Youth Games in Moncton. World Junior Champion in 2011. World Junior Champion in 2010. World Youth Champion in 2011. She was Olympic Champion 2016 and Olympic Champion again 2021. All part of the SHAUNAE Miller UIBO supremacy on a day when Jamaica's 4 outstanding women showed why they together are the best, even better than they are individually. This is Tokyo Prime, the evening edition. My name is George Davis, a little bit better on the voice count than I was a few hours earlier, but still struggling, still not at my sharpest. And it's a contrast to what the Caribbean athletes have been up to over the days of track and field competition at the Olympics. Every round, every stage, they've been sharp, sharper, sharpest. It's been wonderful sitting and watching it, and it's because of Hansley Parchment why I almost have no voice. I'm working out today with Pauline Davis-Thompson, Maurice Wignall, and Anil Roberts is over there in Trinidad and Tobago. Anil, let me come across to you first. Am I sounding any better to you, my friend? I'm like a bird without a song.
Well, let me tell you something. You are showing, and you would have lived a little bit of what the athletes have to go through. You got excited. You came out of your ideal performance state. You screamed, you shouted, you put your vocal cords under stress. You have been nurturing that. You've called your doctor friends. You've gotten different remedies. You've rested your voice. You try to stay quiet in order to perform at 6:30 p.m. or 5:30 Jamaica time. That's what athletes have to do in between rounds. They have to prepare themselves mentally and physically to go to battle in the next round. And we've seen that to the highest levels from some of the coaches of Caribbean vintage. We have the gurus from Jamaica, Stephen Francis and Mr. Fitz Coleman, and many others. And I'm very impressed with Bahamas, their staff, their management, their chef de mission. We are showing that the Caribbean can not only perform, because athletes performing at this level, it takes many different steps to produce gold. It takes management, investment, care, psychology, doctors. We've heard about orthopedic surgeon, massage therapists, psychologists, coaches, managers. You have to make sure that you put your athletes' needs first. And we've been seeing that on high display, especially from Jamaica, Bahamas, Grenada, and the other countries are coming up. Trinidad and Tobago, we have to learn and we have to improve. But we will learn and we will understand that everything must be done for the athletes to perform.
Yes, indeed. Pauline Davis-Thompson, you've been on your phone all day. I'm sure you have been talking to friends back home in the Bahamas and maybe even friends inside the Athletes Village in Tokyo. What are they saying about Superwoman SHAUNAE Miller UIBO?
Every Bahamian are so excited about SHAUNAE's Olympic gold medal. We are so ecstatic. We was expecting it. We are just so happy that she delivered that medal on behalf of our great country, the Bahamas. And we're ready for celebration now. I was contacted earlier by the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Minister R.M. Lewis, and his words to me was, okay, Pauline, we have to now prepare for the celebration. So we are planning, George, well, you know, when COVID and things like that. But as best as we can, we want to have a huge celebration in the Bahamas for SHAUNAE Miller UIBO, and of course for Stephen Gardner. That's the plan. We are in celebration mood right now. Celebration mode.
What? Well, have you managed to speak with anybody close to her? Any family member?
No, I was sending her mother WhatsApp and stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a conversation with her.
Okay, there you go. We've had some time, Maurice, to digest what we saw this morning from Mrs. Miller UIBO. And I had another look at her career. We've been speaking all Olympics long about athletes who've suggested that they were other level talented. And there are some who displayed that early, but for reasons that have been well documented, have not gone over the hump to stand as a champion. From the word go, this young woman was earmarked as something special, as somebody special. As I noted, World Junior Champion, World Youth Champion, Olympic Champion again, all at 400 meters. She was destined to be what she is. We have to congratulate her tremendously.
Definitely. You could see this steady progression. SHAUNAE took her time to develop her craft. She built from strength to strength. And this is, I guess, a testament to her dedication to the sport and to her craft. There is no other way to do it if you want to succeed, if you want to get great performances. There are sacrifices that you have to make. But she went through all of that. She's still probably going through that, making sacrifices daily in order to put track and field first and give herself and her country the pride and the glory that they deserve.
Yeah, and Anil, given that pedigree that we're talking about now, with that pedigree in mind, do you imagine that it was as difficult to pick her up after the 200 meters disappointment as we were speculating in the aftermath of her no-show in the 200 meters despite starting from the blocks?
Because at this level, the pedigree and the career actually works against her mentally, because you're always presented with different mental challenges. Every competition is different. So you may have, for example, Elaine Thompson-Herah has the meet, what you call the meet in the zone, the greatest meet, the greatest performance of all time. You're not going to get that again. She's going to have obstacles. Athletes and coaches, management have to deal with each situation differently. Sometimes injuries come, sometimes emotional states are different, mental confidence, the ability to train, their repetitions, their aerobic conditioning. They may get ill, they may get sick. Every time is different. The time standard, the change, the climate, the track. So you have to continuously keep adapting. So yes, you have the pedigree. But when I tell you that she used every ounce of a pedigree, and what is pedigree? Pedigree is broken up into many facets. First of all, the genetic makeup that she got from her mother and father and her ancestry. Then there was the grounding in her growth and maturational stages from 0 to 7 years old, where her discipline, her punctuality, her courtesy, her belief in God was all developed in that young human being. It was then a different stage where she showed talent in school and on the track, and the coaches started to create a vehicle that could be a world record holder and an Olympic champion. The technical advancements, when Pauline had as a junior athlete, even though she false start, the lessons that she went through, you are learning and building blocks one on top the next. What happened in the 200 was like that game that you play when you pull the blocks out and the entire tower crumbles, but you can rebuild it because of the pedigree that was developed over decades. And they got into her brain. She was able to listen, assess the information, put the negative aside, uplift the champion. The champion came through cognitively, emotionally, and spiritually, and put down a performance for the ages. So pedigree comes from many young developmental stages, and that's why it's important to have coaches at the right level from the beginning to the end. Because when you started off this show, you said many have shown that they could do, but they did not do. And what happens there is the breakdown in the development of the pedigree. Whether it is the coaches lack the knowledge and information how to progress, whether it is the parents at home do not give the principles of sportsmanship, discipline, working hard, ethic, intrinsic value and motivation. And if pieces are missing, those who flatter to deceive and drop, they did not have the building blocks. SHAUNAE Miller-UIBO has all the building blocks, and all those who took part in her development created that. So she was shattered mentally. You could see it. She was crying in the semifinal emotionally. A world champion who's at the top of a mental game does not break down like that. But I'm saying this gold medal is even greater for her to have overcome that and risen above it and soared to new heights of brilliance.
So here's what I'm saying, and I regret I'm not in full voice, but I'm going to try my best to project. Here's the thing, though. You said initially, and I agree with what you said. You said initially that sometimes an athlete's pedigree can even work as their enemy. Pedigree in terms of their professional profile and achievements. And I'm arguing the contrary, because I'm saying At the end of the day, you can have 15 million psychologists, Anil Roberts, tell you everything you need to hear. You can have your massage therapist tell you that you can push on this leg, the muscle won't give. You can have your coach tell you that, look, remember what we trained to do? You go and train that and you're okay. You can have all of those things. Your parents can call your mother, your father, tell you about when you were a child, seek to motivate you about your development. As Maurice Wignall said this morning, there comes a time every man or woman goes into that box. Them alone and their God. Them alone if they're not religious. And it will come down to that athlete looking into themselves and asking the question, Anil Roberts, who am I? In the same way, after leading France to the 98 World Cup, flopping at 2002, coming back at 2006, older, slower, not so good. Zinedine Zidane looked into himself and said, wait, who am I? I'm Zinedine Zidane. I was the best player at Real Madrid, the best player in Serie A with Juventus. I scored a goal at Hampden Park to win the Champions League for Real Madrid against Bayer Leverkusen with a volley like nobody had ever seen before. I'm going to take the World Cup by the scruff of the neck, and the other hot shots from the other teams will have to bow to me because I am that guy. So I'm saying it is never a bad thing to have an outstanding professional pedigree, because in the darkest hour, when all of the things that people can tell you have been said, there comes a moment when an athlete has to resile into themselves and find that which is within. That is what your pedigree will do in giving you an advantage, my friend. This is my submission.
Well, your submission, maybe I didn't make myself pellucidly clear, because I am trying to say exactly what you just said. The only thing that I'm doing is breaking down the elements of the pedigree which allowed her from herself, her to go within herself, pull out that she was given the tools at different stages of her life, from her parents, from her church, from her coaches, from her junior coach, from her school, from Pauline, from the national team, from her championships, from winning, from being a world record holder. She had all these tools and these mental abilities to overcome. She then had to dip into the toolkit, pull it out, and she did it successfully. She fixed it, and she came out brilliantly with her pedigree intact and even greater. I am saying that she is a greater champion than just this gold medal, that what she overcame and what she did is worth more celebration than just the gold medal, that to overcome that mental strength, especially in a world now that is celebrating mental weakness, this woman showed Trojan, she showed Viking, she showed Bahamas what it is to love, to mean, to conquer, and it was amazing.
Maurice, this is what I've long said, that when people talk about an athlete's experience, I always say, okay, you say that person has experience, but how is experience used? I'm suggesting to you that were this a neophyte 400-meter runner, were this, let me use the word parvenu, someone newly risen in status, if this was someone who was in their first Olympic Games, was good, was the favorite for the gold medal, was going to do the 2-4 double, had the disappointment of the 200 and was hit mentally, as SHAUNAE Miller was, by the speed that was inside her, and she just walked home. I'm suggesting we wouldn't be talking about her winning this gold medal, because guess what? She wouldn't have had the profile, the pedigree to know that, what? I mean, I was faster than the world at the youth level, at the junior level. I beat this field at the Olympics in 2016. I'm going to beat them again. So I'm saying to you that it helps immensely. That's what Anil, the Anil perspective is, and that's what my perspective. It's a sheer perspective that were this a young athlete who had just come up quickly, what she experienced at Tokyo would have damaged her to the extent that it may have been the biggest obstacle to her winning the 400 meters gold and winning the 400 meters gold. But because she's been there time and time and again and has been the best at so many levels, it was easier for her to rely and relax on who she was, her real identity, to get the job done.
Well, there's a thing called muscle memory, and there's a thing also called natural memory. If you've been to some place already that you're familiar with, the body naturally reacts to circumstances and situations. SHAUNAE has been to this point already. Allyson Felix has been to this point already. Those were the two most experienced persons in the field. You could see those persons were the ones who rose above everything. we saw a little thing from Stephanie Ann McPherson. She was there a little bit before. She had some experience, but she tried something new. SHAUNAE didn't try anything new. SHAUNAE relied, as you say, on that experience. That experience is the memory of being there before, remembering how it felt, remembering what happened. Don't try to do anything special because I know what's in me. I know what to expect. My body knows what to expect. Rely on my body, rely on my mental state, and just react. And that's exactly what is needed at that point. There is no need for tension. There is no need for over-excitement or over-exertion. It's just a matter of relaxing and allowing your body to do what it does best, which is compete and execute.
Absolutely. Let's hear from SHAUNAE Miloibo, and then I'll take Pauline Davis-Thompson, her reaction to what her queen, her sprint queen, her golden queen, has said about her victory.
SHAUNAE Miller-Uibo, congratulations, defended your title here at the Olympics. When we saw you enter the stadium, we saw your index finger. Were you telling us that gold was yours?
I was actually saying, watch God. That's what I've been saying for the past 2 years, hashtag watch God. And, you know, I know he was going to bring me through. He was going through a whole lot of aches and pain. But God always makes a way, and I'm just so thankful. Well, I don't want to be emotional. But I'm so thankful to God for how far he's brought me. And to be able to go home with a gold medal, it's a blessing.
Well, we know your fans would have been concerned about your body. You'd been talking about it all Olympics long. And when I saw you walking out on this track and Stephen Gardner was collecting his gold in the background, I thought, well, could she have any more pressure? What was going on for you?
No, I mean, I was so happy in that moment. I had a national anthem play, and all I kept telling myself was, you know, we're going to get a replay of it. And I kept talking to God, and I was like, God, I need you to bring me through because I need to hear this national anthem again. And to be able to come through with that blessing, I'm just so blessed right now. I'm so thankful to God.
2-4-2 all day. They got his and hers.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pauline, it's almost as if fate had a hand in what happened. She walks into the stadium. Stephen Gardner is collecting his gold medal. The anthem comes up. She needed more motivation than that.
That was the right motivation for her. She get to see her countryman get his Olympic gold medal, and then she get to realize, you know what? Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
I must now deliver this medal to my country. And who God has blessed, one of the things I know, George, no man can curse. When God has anointed you to do certain things, he's going to rise you above anything that you face. Whatever obstacle that's in your life, anything that's in your path, he's just going to open it up and he's going to move it away like this. And that gold medal had SHAUNAE Miller-Uibo name written on it way before we knew it. Yes, we were saying she's going to win this medal, she's going to win it, because we believed that she was going to do it in our heart and in our soul. But the one person that knew for sure that she's going to deliver that medal is the man up there. And coming from the Bahamas is known as a Christian nation built on Christian principles. And so we believe in God. We believe in all his goodness. And we believe that when you do the right things, that he's going to deliver for you. Once you obey him and follow his principles, you're going to be just fine. And based on what SHAUNAE is saying there in that video, you can see that she looked up to God. She thanked him for his many blessings. And she recognizes that I did not do this by myself.
Absolutely so. You know, Anil Roberts, as I go to the break, I leave you with this. And this supports what we've been saying, what Maurice has been saying, what Pauline has been saying. In Jamaica, there's a very popular saying, common horse doesn't win derbies. Or no common horse wins a derby. You have to have pedigree. Back with more after these.
In 6. The teenager Williams starts for Jamaica. She's off well, Williams. Very, very well it's off. Williams, she will hand over to the sprint double champion, Elaine Thompson-Hira. Down the backstretch they go. Bad baton change by the Jamaicans. The USA trying to close up. Jamaica still running well here with Thompson-Hira. Now to Fraser Price, and the Jamaicans have a big advantage here going into the final leg. Fraser Price to Sherika Williams, and the Jamaicans are off and running. This will be a goal for sure. Sherika Jackson ahead of Gabby Thomas. The Jamaicans are chasing the world record. Will they get it? Jackson's at the line now. 41.02. 41.02, a national
Standard so high that they win an Olympic gold medal, they set a national record, and still their anchor runner looks as if she's the most angry woman in the whole stadium. Look at Sherika Jackson's demeanor, wondering, what is this? Is this all that we've achieved? It's not that they're ungrateful, no, they're extremely grateful, but they knew that they had the speed collectively to shatter the world record, and that it did not happen is what is perplexing Sherika right now. She would go on to mellow, but in this moment, she can't believe they didn't do it. But guess what? About 3 million Jamaicans at home and as many abroad were exultant, jumping, screaming, pot covers banging, because their golden girls blazed a golden trail on this, the day of the country's 59th anniversary of independence. The country didn't want anymore. They got what they wanted. But the athletes themselves, again, because of the incredibly high standards they set, feeling as if, we let ourselves down. Maurice Wignall, react to that for me.
Well, let me tell you, I kind of wanted the world record, but as an athlete just like them, they have goals, they have things that they're working towards. They would have known with the combination of girls that they have, the group of girls that they have, winning would have been more or less assured if they did all the things right. Now, what do you do extra after just winning? Do you just win, or do you win in style? I think they wanted to win in style. So wanting the world record was wanting to give Jamaica something extra on this special day, our 59th. And you could see the disappointment. They didn't achieve that. But still, a national record. Excellent running. They did exactly what they needed to do, which is get the baton around and in front, and we are happy and we are proud of them.
And the issue, Pauline Davis-Thompson, is the issue of the baton getting around, because yes, it got around safely, but it wasn't slick, and that was the issue.
Precisely, George. Looking at that race, and I fully was expecting the Jamaicans to break the world record. It looked to me as if they hadn't had much practices. And I could tell them a little secret about how the Golden Girls were able to...
Yes, please do. Indulge us.
I can give away all the secret.
Yes,
I'll give
please.
a little secret. One of the ways we were able to really destroy the world in 2000 was that we practice. Even the Bahamas didn't even know that we were practicing. We got together and we decided that, you know what? We didn't like the way the Americans were talking to us, talking down to us as if God only gave them gifts and talents. And we made a decision among ourselves. Now, mind you, my sister and I, we are extremely patriotic. We are all very patriotic, no matter what is happening. And if one of us have a little issue or whatever, we just simply remind each other the reason why we're doing it. And we did for people like SHAUNAE and Stevie and Angelique and all those athletes that came around afterwards. We wanted to show them, this is how you do it. And so we kept very focused on that. And every single chance we get, George, we were practicing. That's how come we were able to show the rest of the world how to beat the Americans, including the Jamaicans.
Yes.
But they missed something.
Yes.
They've got to practice more. If they had practiced more, everything would be much more smoother, and they would have been able to not just get the gold medal, but break that world record.
Anil, you're a massive fan of sport. Like me, you're a huge fan of boxing. So I'm going to refer to the sweet science now, the pugilist's science. And I'll say to you, the Jamaican performance and reaction from their anchor runner, Sherika Jackson, is almost like an outstanding heavyweight who has battered his opponent over 12 rounds, but is disappointed at the final bell because guess what? He hasn't knocked down his opponent, even though he and the whole arena knows that he has won the matchup by a landslide. That's the reaction.
You know where that comes from. That comes from the pedigree, the building blocks to greatness. When you are young, if you are taught properly to become truly great, like these young ladies, the fastest woman in the world right now, it's not by fluke. You have to develop an intrinsic motivation from within you to do better. That's what Pauline Davis is talking about. She did not say the coach told them come to the track to practice battle. She said the girls got together because from within they wanted greatness, not just the medal. Medals are extrinsic. Performances, getting to perfection, even though perfection may never be attainable, but the greatest in the world want to strive for perfection. So these ladies knew gold is there. That's great. That's extrinsic. We want to show the greatness that all of us have individually and cumulatively when we put it together. Unfortunately, 2 bad passes, or else that world record would have been smashed. When you look at it, as you love the sport of kings, the sport of horse racing, if you go back to Secretariat, probably the greatest horse ever to live, when you understand that training a horse is similar to training a human being, what did the trainer of Secretariat do after winning the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness? He did what no other coach did. He worked Secretariat hard, lifting his aerobic capacity to match his greatness and his pedigree, his brilliance and his speed. And when he went to the Belmont Stakes, I think that record still stands. The horse never stopped running because the trainer, the coach, put the building blocks together to create performances. That's what elite level athletes do. That's what you need to do throughout a career to bring about this greatness. So we celebrate it, but we have to also understand it so that we can help other young ones who are dreaming of this to fulfill their dreams. We must not be the obstacle in their way because of our lack of understanding, intelligence, and planning.
Absolutely right you are, my friend. And for those who are wondering if we are overreaching by saying that Shericka Jackson was disappointed that she had, listen to this now, she had fallen short in her bid to beat the clock. That point on the clock that says WR for the 4x100 meters women, she had fallen short in her bid to beat that time because she was racing the clock in her mind. Look at her facial expression in the dying embers of this 4x100 meters run. So she collects right here and she's flying, full in her running. She's focused on the clock. And there was a shot we got when Anil just began his submission, which showed her head on, front on, showing the face. That's what we wanted to see. And we have it here, Pauline. Here we go. Look at this and tell me if we're wrong in our assessment. Focus, focus. Watch the glance of the clock. Look at the disappointment. Oh my. That tells the story right there, Maurice Wignall. It's not an overreach to say she was crestfallen that she fell short in her bid to beat the world record.
I think that's an accurate description. They wanted it. They wanted, as Anil said, to show their greatness. They more or less decided that we're going to win this thing, but let's show people how we can actually do this and how individually great we are, and when we come together, how even greater we can be. That is what I think she wanted. And when she didn't see that, a lot of things probably played in her mind. Am I the one who let down my team? Was it me? Or was this just not the day? But this cannot be the result after putting out everything that we had. So she's a little bit disappointed. And it took a time, it took a while for that to soak in that, look here, you still win. And Jamaica is still proud. So no matter what, you're still fine. Your country is proud. The region is proud because US was all the way back in another zip code.
Yes.
And we're fine with that.
Yes. and Pauline, I guess a part of it may have also been a shot at redemption for Miss Jackson herself. Because of what happened in the 200 meters, she said, okay, well, you ladies, just give it to me clean. And I'm going to take us below that world record. So collectively, we're going to be gold medalists, world record holders. And I will show them that really and truly what happened in the 200 meters wasn't really me, wasn't genuinely me. It was a bad moment. Here I am once again, presenting myself to the world all over again.
You have a point there, George, but my coach's eye just noticed something that is very critical. She started to lean too early. If she had kept her chest up and run straight past that line, it would have put you a little closer to that world record. Whether you would have gotten it or not, I'm not sure. But I just noticed that she started to lean too early. And one of the things, as a coach, that I teach my athletes, and that my coach, Lawrence Seagray, taught me, is, Pauline, you have to keep your chest up, and you have to run past the line. And in 2000, if I didn't do that, I would never become the Olympic champion.
Yes.
And I noticed, pay close attention as the race is being shown over again. You're going to see where she started to lean too early. And I really believe that they probably could have gotten that world record. Pay attention and see where she started to lean for the line. See? Boom, right there. Right there.
All right. That's your coach's eye. That's what it's telling you. We have the post-race interview with the ladies. I want to squeeze in a comment from Anil Roberts first, though, Anil, to say that this is why we love our sport. You keep saying that, well, we together, I don't know why we together have been saying so many things, Anil, that it's all about that moment in time. This morning when you spoke on Tokyo Prime, the morning edition, you said, look, maybe even 4 or 5 years from now, the record will still stand, still proving to be an elusive target. Perhaps the time to have broken it was now, given that all things are so perfect. The top athletes cherry ripe, Brianna Williams coming through on the up, the other three at the top of their game. Perhaps the time is now. And that's the danger with sport, Anil. When you miss your moment in time, there is absolutely no guarantee that Mrs. Thompson-Herah will be as seasoned to the bone as she is now, that Mommy Rocket will maintain this level of greatness, and that Sharika trajectory will continue to be going up. Another cycle from now, those things can be markedly different, and then you don't have a squad capable of even threatening the world record. That's part of the frustration with not breaking it now.
Well, all you have to do is look at West Indies cricket since 1983. We've been trying to rekindle that magic, and we have not done it going on 40 years. So yes, exactly correct. You have to understand the greatness of what we are seeing. You are seeing Elaine Thompson-Herah in the greatest form of any athlete except maybe Flojo. You are seeing Mommy Rocket coming back from having a baby and being blistering fast. You are seeing Sharika Jackson, who should have been the silver medalist in the 200 meters if she did not make a little mental error in her heat. And you have a young lady who's been eating, sleeping, and talking and listening to music with three of the greatest athletes on the planet, who is now beginning her journey to greatness. They put that together on the fastest track in the history of the Olympics at the right time, with the right team, with the right vibe. This was the time. Two bad baton passes, but it makes us understand. Remember, a few days ago, I told you, if I was the coach of the Jamaican 4x1 women's team, I would be the most nervous human being in Tokyo, because with all these things being perfect, a coach gets more nervous. When everything is wrong, Maurice will tell you, Pauline will tell you, when you're not fit, when you're overweight, when you're not going well, when you're not technique bad, we easy because we could fix all of that and you will improve. When everything is perfect, the coaching, the practice needs to be on point. And 2 passes were very bad. Otherwise, that record was shattered.
Well, I tell you what I loved more than the performance. The post-race interview.
All right, it's the relay champions, Jamaica, with a national record, 41.02. Brianna Williams, let's start with you. A terrific opening leg. As a teenager, what does it mean to run with these legends?
It's amazing. I mean, I look up to them a lot, and I'm just glad that we were able to come home with a gold medal and a national record, and to just allow them to get another gold medal. I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, man, I think you opened the gap, but I mean, my heart was in my mouth that first exchange.
That was the plan, yeah, to open the gap. I was grateful for lane 8, especially that outside lane, because that was the goal to get past and get the stick around.
You're very composed for your first time.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't too nervous. I was actually excited. They made sure, they always talk to me during the training, don't be nervous, just,
Don't be nervous. You're handing off to Elaine Thompson.
Exactly,
Elaine Thompson, did you enjoy that race as much as we did?
Honestly, I did. We were actually going for the goal. Then we get the record. We actually get a national record on Independence Day. What more could we ask for?
Happy Independence. Thank you for reminding me of that. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, what a way to close out Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, definitely. Extraordinary way. We, as a team, we went out there, and I think we wanted it. We wanted the Olympic record as well, or the world record, but it didn't happen. But we got the stick around and we got a gold medal, so we are really, really grateful for the effort. And it's just good to see us. I can't wait for all of us to stand on the podium tomorrow, because I think Jamaica deserved this gold medal. We missed it the last 2016. 3 years. The last 3 Olympics. So, I'm glad that we were able to get this one. So happy Independence Day, Jamaica. And of course, Elaine got her 3rd gold medal in the books, like you're saying. So, yeah.
and did you do Brianna's hair?
Oh, no, that was coincidence. I just taught myself today how to do it. I was so surprised how I did it. I don't even know how.
And listen, last but certainly not least, Sherika Jackson, what a finish and what a redemption for you.
Unfortunately the 200 didn't work, but today was a team effort and we did our best. We got the national record. I really wanted the girls for us to break the world record, but it wasn't done tonight. But there are other times, but we are just grateful the national record on Independence Day. Nothing more we could have asked for.
But Sherika, there was so much daylight between you and the USA. I was wondering why you were celebrating. I'm like, why am I celebrating? And what were you thinking when you crossed the line?
When I crossed the line, I was like, my God, we missed it a little, but it's part of the sport, so we just have to go back to the drawing board work and great things will happen.
Wow, national record, gold medal, and still want more. That's a true sign of excellence. Jamaica, congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome from all 4. Did you notice there, Sherika Jackson? I saw her searching for something. I was wondering if she had forgotten her house keys or something. But apparently it was a ring. There was a ring that she had dropped inside her vest that she searched for and she found. She slipped it back on, almost imperceptible. But yeah, the Jamaican ladies, big personalities each. Absolutely tremendous achievement, breaking a lean spell of not winning a gold medal in the 4x1 at the Olympics. They did it in devastating fashion, but they felt as if they disappointed themselves by not breaking the world record. And we're telling them on this day in sports, absolutely nothing to be disappointed about. You're all champions. You're all great champions. Congratulations once again. Break time. Back with more Tokyo Prime, the evening edition.
Chinese in 7. Off they go. Pretty strong start. for the Brits. Minzy not that strong on the first leg. The first changeover to Fort for Jamaica, fumbling with the Jamaicans on their baton changing, and the Olympic 100-meter champion Lamont Jacobs has Italy in the medal hunt. The Brits are in command here. Jamaica having work to do. Into the home stretch they come. Seville, the 20-year-old, to close off for Jamaica. China, Britain, Italy. It's the British in front of the Italians coming fast on the outside. The grass closing well on the inside. What a finish! I think the Italians have done it. 37.50. What a tremendous close by the Italians on the outside.
An absolute shocker. It's been a tremendous summer for the Italians. It started with them winning the Eurovision Song Competition. Then they won the European Football Championships, beating England inside Wembley Stadium in London. Then they went and gave the world the Olympic 100 meters champion. Then they came and they gave the world the men's sprint relay champions at the Olympics. It's been a summer like Italy has never had in their sporting history. And the world is still coming to grips, still trying to reconcile, still trying to work out, still trying to calibrate how it is that Italy have the 4 fastest men combined in the world, and how Great Britain, Nathaniel Mitchell getting the baton first on anchor, getting it a meter ahead, and being worn down by an Italian closing fast on his outside. Look at him. He's inconsolable. Richard Kilty is trying to tell him that, look, mate, we won a silver medal. But he knows that he let gold slip. This is Tokyo Prime, the evening edition. Glad to have you back with us. Maurice, I'm coming to you first because I just saw something on the replay there that I think I missed earlier when we had the morning Prime edition. I thought the Jamaicans were undermined by one bad baton change, but they only had one good baton change. The one between Fort and Blake was good because Oblique Seville, Maurice Wignall, had to wait. He ran out and had to slow down, stutter step and shuffle to wait on Johan Blake to come. So he wasn't full into his running as you should be when you get that baton. That was almost as bad as this mix-up between Minzy and Forth, the first handover.
Well, let me tell you something. And just to add to that Italian success, they had the joint gold medal in the high jump as well.
Yes,
men's high jump.
Yes.
And they've been having the championship or the games of their, a very good championship. You did say about that thing for Oblique Seville.
Look at it. He's had to slow up. He ran out and then had to slow and wait for Johan Blake to get there.
The men may have had some time to practice, but this is Oblique Seville's first Olympic Games. This is his first global championship. It's a big ask. He did well, all things considered, but Jamaica, I'm sure his teammate would have wanted a little bit more, but he's not the only one
but
there.
Maurice, no, but get it straight. Sorry, I'm not criticizing Seville at all.
Either.
I'm talking about the team and the change to him.
Yes,
it wasn't his fault, right?
Not either.
Yes,
he just got excited with the moment. The Olympics got to him. Now, what they teach you is that you come out, you don't look in the stands. You stay away from things that are triggers for you. You don't look into the stands. You depend specifically on the individuals that you're practicing with or that you're going to go into competition and battle with. Davian Clark used to have this saying, and I spoke with Davian Clark a lot during his time running, and Davian used to hate running the ankle leg. But Gregory Horton, Danny McFarlane, Michael Blackwood, and all those guys from the Jamaica team know that when you give Davian Clark a baton, Davian Clark transforms. When you give Davian the baton, Davian just runs sub 44 like it's no problem. There are persons like that have the experience, which goes back again to the pedigree argument. There are persons like that with that type of experience. Despite their misgivings and their feelings about the event, they still rise to the occasion. Oblique Seville, very, very good talent, still just moments early before that baton? Or is it that he went out fast now, which he should have?
Yes.
And Johan Blake couldn't catch him.
And that's what I think happened. That's
so
what
it could be Johan Blake couldn't catch him.
That's what I think happened.
Now, if Johan Blake couldn't catch him, Aileen said something, I think it was a day ago. When you're going out for the finals and you know you're going to get an extra boost of adrenaline, the moment is going to get to you. Take it back 2 steps.
Absolutely. She said it. Yes,
Take it back
yesterday.
2 steps.
Yes.
And that is to ensure that you get a smooth exchange, you don't lose any time, and you maximize your performance.
But Pauline, as an experienced relay runner, as a gold medal winning relay runner at the Olympics, you know, with your bags of experience, the cardinal sin, or the most cardinal of sins that you can commit when receiving a baton, is to extend your hand and then feel for the baton. You're asking for disaster if you do that.
You are so right about that, George. I remember when my Golden Girl sisters and I, when we ran the relay in Sydney, Australia in 2000, we made sure that we were going to be on point in every single leg. And I remember saying to Debbie, I need for you to listen to my command. I'm going to give you the command. Now, when you put your hands back, and if I miss your hand, just do a quick double pump and put your hand back again. And I'm going to be there to connect. I said, I don't want her to panic. I said, don't panic, Debbie. I'm going to be where I need to be. Because sometimes Debbie get excited, right? And
yes.
she'll run and leave me because you know how fast she is. Right? So I was like, okay, just focus on me. Because, we had all these other athletes in that event, including Marion Jones.
Yes.
And the Americans thought they was going to for sure take us down. And I remember coming into Debbie, and it's very difficult to do, George.
Yes.
But I was so determined in making sure that she stayed focused and we got this baton around. I was talking to Debbie as I was coming around the turn.
Yes.
And like I said earlier, I told her, you make sure if I miss your hand, don't you dare look back at me. Don't look back. Do a quick double pump, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to connect it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that didn't happen. We connected, boom.
But you had planned for a mistake.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's it, and that's practice. That's what we've been saying. That's the thing we've been talking about. Anil Roberts, as we head up to the break, I'm going to be a stern host in this moment, Anil Roberts, and restrict you to commenting on this thing. The Italians, Anil, the Italians dominated. The Italians won the gold medal, Anil. And I don't know how many weeks it will take me to get used to saying that Italy are the sprint relay champions at the Olympics.
Well, it moved from Jacobs and from Tamberi sharing that medal with Bashim that I don't like. But they got the vibe, they got the feeling, they got the confidence. And Jacobs ran a brilliant back leg. Their baton passing was flawless. In the 2 Jamaica relays, 4 out of the 6 passes were botched. 2 in the women and 2 in the men. The Italians had a fantastic final leg. That was just pure speed. The only man who went fast on that final leg was Andre de Grasse. I would have loved to see a top speed on de Grasse. He was absolutely flying. But congratulations to the Italians. They've had a great competition. They've done extremely well.
Absolutely so. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We take a break. We come back with more Tokyo Prime, the evening edition.
Netherlands, Trinidad and Tobago, Italy, Great Britain, Czech Republic, United States of America, Germany, and Botswana. Isaac Makwala leading off Botswana in lane 9. And he's gone out quickly. Dion Lentor running very well for Trinidad and Tobago. In lane number 3, he's already gone by the Italians. Makwala, the USA, also running quickly as they head down the stretch. Trevor Stewart with a strong opening leg for the Americans. Dian Lindor doing similarly for Trinidad and Tobago. USA, Trinidad and Tobago, and Botswana right together. Shareem Richards running the second leg for the Trinidadians. Ross for USA. Botswana with Babaloki. Babaloki striding out beautifully, opens up a 5 to 6 meter lead. But Ross closes that quickly. Shareem Richards in third. The Netherlands coming through very well too with Terence Agard. Down the stretch, Botswana, USA, Trinidad and Tobago, Netherlands, Italy. Oh, look at this, 5 in there at the change. And the Americans escape first, ahead of Botswana, Trinidad and Tobago, Italy, and the Netherlands. The rest left well out of it at this stage. Bryce Deadman running this penultimate leg for the Americans. Botswana with Ngozi as they turn for home. USA lead, and the gap now 6, 7, 8 meters. Norwood on anchor for them. Botswana in second. Trinidad and Tobago with Dwight St. Hilaire in third. Down the backstretch they go for the final time. The Americans with an 8-meter advantage. Botswana in second, Trinidad and Tobago third, the Italians in fourth, Netherlands in fifth. The Americans look comfortable at the top as Norwood turns for home. Botswana in second. Can Trinidad and Tobago hold on to an automatic qualifying position with Dwight St. Hilaire? USA, Botswana, and St. Hilaire finishes fast to get Trinidad and Tobago comfortably into the Olympic final. Italy finishing in fourth. They are celebrating because they may well have produced something special. It's USA ahead of Botswana and Trinidad and Tobago, the automatic qualifiers from the first heat of the 4x400 for men.
What a run for the Botswanans.
Off they go for the second heat of the 4x400 relay for men. Already France going out well, opening a slight gap to the Jamaicans and Demishke on the opening leg. Poland in lane number 8. Also moving quickly. Demishke starting to get into his running now as they hit the 200 meters mark. Not much in it as they're about to turn for home. France, Belgium, Poland, Jamaica. Here they come to the first change. France ahead of Poland, Belgium, and Jamaica. Shahil Hind running the second leg for the Jamaicans. And the 400 hurdler has gone to work. Poland and Belgium. Zelensky on the second leg for the Poles. Belgium with the reigning world under 2400 champion. That's Jonathan Sekor. Shahil Hind in third, battling with the Japanese. Poland going clear down the stretch. Poland, Belgium, Jamaica, France right back in it. The Colombians struggling. Kareem Bartley's running the penultimate leg for Jamaica. Poland well clear ahead of Belgium now. The advantage back to the Jamaicans in fourth is about 10-15 meters. Can Kareem Bartley put Jamaica in a top 3 position? Nathan Allen is on anchor, and he hasn't been in good form this season. Down the stretch, Poland just ahead of Belgium. Bartley battling for Jamaica with France. The Jamaicans will hand over third. One of the heroes of Jamaica's 2016 silver medal performance, Nathan Allen, is on anchor, but he hasn't been in the form that we saw 5 years ago. He's in third though. Can he hold on? Japan in fourth, France in fifth, Colombia all the way at the back of the pack. Oh, the beautiful striding Nathan Allen goes through 200 meters, still holding third spot. The French are coming. Biron is on anchor for them. India also coming. Nathan Allen kicks down the stretch though. Pulls the Jamaicans forward as Poland goes to the front. Allen finishes brilliantly and gets Jamaica into second. 2:58.55 the winning time. They needed to be in the top 3 because no non-automatic qualifiers will be coming from this second heat. The Jamaicans qualify behind Poland.
Yeah, so that's how the two Caribbean teams qualified for the men's 4x400 meters final. And then, Roberts, I'm coming across to you quickly because your TNT boys, how did they look to you in that third place run in their heat?
Well, I was very impressed, and a very fast time in the heat. Good solid runs. Lendor going off first. He's a trained soldier. He's been there before. And what we normally see with our Trinbagonian athletes is even if they have little problems in their individual events, the passion and the team unity coming forward always shines through. So Lendor gave a blistering first leg. He then handed off to Jareem Richards. Jareem Richards is the 200. He'd had a final. He didn't do well in the final, but to make the final, it built his confidence, and he loves the relays. So he went second, handed off to Cedenio, and Cedenio is pedigree, he's class. And this young boy, Saint-Hilaire, who anchored, ran a brilliant leg forward, a wonderful morning time of 2:58. Now, that first heat was blistering pace. Trinidad and Tobago came third. So we're looking at the lane assignments to move forward. Poland and Belgium in the second heat looked fantastic. The passing of the baton, the consistency throughout, they will be tough, but Trinidad and Tobago has more class in their 4. Jamaica will come through. The only problem that I'm seeing for my Trinbagonian team is that I can't switch out. All 4 are going to return to run, and we've been short of cardiovascular fitness. So running so fast in the heat, I am not sure if my boys can recover because they have not been in the fittest. They didn't finish their individual races well. They ran great to about 240 meters, but then the piano dropped on their back. So there will be a problem in recovery. I hope that at the village, they got their massage, their ice bath, they made sure and got their fluids in to replenish their energy. The USA, Norman didn't run. They may make 1 or 2 changes. I'm not sure about Jamaica. Jamaica may make a change also. But Botswana and Trinidad and Tobago, they seem to be coming with the same 4. So it's going to be a battle. But this is our chance to get up on the podium. And one thing I believe in the team relay concept, 4x4, we have pedigree from 1964, 68, coming forward to 2012. So I'm looking for Trinidad and Tobago to get high up on that podium.
Yeah, so the lane assignments for that final, Adil, Netherlands in 2, Italy in 3, the USA in 4, Jamaica in 5, Poland in 6, Botswana in 7, TNT in 8, and Belgium out in 9. So you are, well, Belgium is widest of all. You're inside Belgium, and you're ahead of the other main protagonists in the event.
Well, that means the first two legs are going to have to be critical, because the first lap, you've got to stay in your lane. We're going to stay way out there, but it's good to be next to Belgium, because Belgium has a fluent, they have the two Bally brothers, and they have a good 4x4 over the last 6 years. The second leg, after they run the first 200, they're going to try to cut in. So we're going to need to set a fast pace in the first two legs to cut into the inside, to be in the medal hunt. Then the man who's going to have it all, I'm not sure who they're anchoring with, Saint-Hilaire went very well. I may possibly want Cedeno, because when Cedeno decides to finish, he finishes like a rocket. And I think to get on the podium, that last 50 meters is going to determine who's on the podium between Jamaica, Poland, Belgium, Botswana, and Trinidad and Tobago. I think the Americans have a little bit too much quality, and they could make substitutions. They will be on the podium barring a catastrophe. But Trinidad and Tobago, we in with a great shot.
Yeah, as we break from this segment, though, Anil, and come back to talk about the women's 4x4 in the next segment, I'm saying this to you, there is no way Michelle Cedeno isn't anchoring my men's 4x4 100 meters relay for TNT. Back with more after these. Man, the women have been outstanding at these Olympic Games. Absolutely outstanding. And I don't know if they'll award an MVP award for the best or the most outstanding individual at these games, and if they'll do it by sport. But certainly there are some outstanding contenders for the title of MVP. And I'm suggesting that the leading lights in track and field will be the women for what they've done on the track. We have the lane assignments for the women's 4x4 for the final. Maurice Wignall, we have those lane assignments, Pauline. The Netherlands will run in lane 2, Canada in lane 3, Poland in 4, Jamaica in 5, Cuba in 6, the USA in 7, Belgium in lane 8, and Great Britain out in lane 9. So 2 Caribbean teams here, Maurice. Can the Jamaicans do anything?
I believe so. I would not count them out under no circumstance at all. You have to be in it to try to win it. And I think that they're going to go in with the same attitude that they will have in their individual events and pull that team together to try and actually win. I think Stephanie McPherson needs some redemption. You spoke about redemption earlier with Sharika Jackson. We would want to think that Jail Hyde wants some redemption too. I think Stephanie Ann McPherson, she wants redemption. So she will try, definitely, to pull out every stop there is for her teammates and her country.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about Alyssa Felix, Pauline, in the context of this 4x4. We expect her to run a leg for the United States. Now, she's on the verge of winning her 11th Olympic medal. She already has 10, so she's passed Merlinotti. They were on 9 together. She's now on 10, so she's the most decorated female. She's joint level with Carl Lewis on 10 Olympic medals. She has a chance to win number 11. And I ask about Alyssa Felix because I know, regardless of nationality, you respect class athletes. And you were the one who told us earlier this week that, look, don't count Felix out because she's a champion. So I'm saying, this is a woman, the first time Alyssa Felix won the Olympic medals in 2004, she was a teenager. Her most recent medal has come with her as a mom. It's been a remarkable journey, and she has a chance to add more history, add more luster to an outstanding CV for the USA in this 4x4.
I agree with you, George. On top of that, she's an amazing relay runner. Have you ever watched her run relay?
Oh, yes.
She goes to a whole nother level when she runs a relay. So I'm expecting the Americans, if they want to win, they're going to put her on there because she's a proven product. She has proven years on top of years that she can deliver a great leg for her team. And so definitely, I expect that Alison Felix will be on that team.
Yes.
And that she will run a superb leg.
Yeah. And then, Robert, so I've told you, I've given you the lane assignments based on what you've seen from the Jamaicans, especially their specialists in the 400 meters. McGregor, McLeod, McPherson, all eligible for selection. Do you think the Jamaicans and the Cubans, for that matter, have a chance of putting some Caribbean presence on that medal podium?
I believe from the form that has been showed that Jamaica is actually the favorite to win the gold. The USA second, and Cuba can come in and get a bronze medal. But the Jamaicans, they ran passionately. They have now to pull and coalesce together. They have the momentum in the camp at the team. They have the MVP of the Olympics, Elaine Thompson Hera, who will be there cheering, talking, advising. This 4x4, as Maurice said, is hungry. All of them, with the emotion that you saw, that she could not believe that she's lying down there, McPherson, she did not get on the medal podium. That hunger, that will be turned on a fire in this 4x400. I think Jamaica is in the best position. If they can run, get in early and make their baton changes, get the baton around, I think Jamaica takes the gold medal on Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to Jamaica. Alison Felix will be on the podium and will take her 11th medal and become the most medal athlete in track and field history.
Absolutely so. Wonderful way to end the show today. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Pauline. My voice sounds like it's coming back. By tomorrow morning, I should be as right as rain. This has been Tokyo Prime, the evening edition. The morning edition comes up in a few hours from now.